Laura Harris-Smith. Welcome to today's Daily Pin Code. Yep, I'm in the bathroom again, but this time it's not because it's really loud out there. I'm always walking about life and thinking, what does this mean, Lord? Or this would be a good pin code. I could teach with this. You've probably heard me say, if you know me and walk with me, you've heard me say, that'll preach. Well, I think I've got something today that'll preach. I have this little gadget. Where'd it go? And it's one of my favorite gadgets. This end is lip gloss. Okay, keep it in my purse. And this end, it's supposed to be perfume, but as you can see, it has broken. It is broken and spilled out everywhere. The bathroom smells incredible. There's little pieces. You can see the little pieces here, the glass, all kinds of pieces, and woo! I mean, this stuff, it smells good in here. So, you know, it happened and I was like, oh no! Because in a sense it was wasted. But you know where I'm going with this. There's a story in the Bible, Matthew 26. Jesus is in this house. This woman comes in. She takes this expensive vial of perfume and she anoints his head with it. Now, the disciples said, it was wasted. Why did you do that? We could have sold it and gotten money to give to the poor. But she knew it was a very deliberate act of worship. Okay, I want to just read this to you from Matthew 26. While Jesus was in Bethany, in the home of a man known as Simon the leper, a woman came to him with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume, which she poured on his head he was reclining at the table. When the disciples saw this, they were indignant. Why this waste? They asked. This perfume could have been sold at a high price and the money given to the poor. Aware of this, Jesus said to them, why are you bothering this woman? She has done a beautiful thing to me. The poor you will always have with you, but you will not always have me. When she poured this perfume on my body, she did it to prepare me for burial. I tell you the truth, wherever this gospel is preached throughout the world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her. We don't even know this woman's name, but I read this story and it says that she comes from Bethany. Bethany means house of poverty. And he was also in the home of a leper. Now, we've been studying miracles and healings lately, but I find it interesting that this woman who, you know, in the house of poverty, a leper's house, still offers up this sweet, pleasing aroma of worship, literally anointing the body of Jesus and preparing him for burial. So she comes, who knows, we don't even know what her need was. What was in her heart was to worship. You know, what happens to you when you're broken in your life? I mean, we can all be broken in different ways. Sometimes your heart gets broken. Some of you say, I'm flat broke. Well, okay, that's a form of being broken. And, you know, ask yourself, what spills out when I'm broken? What does it smell like? What does it look like? What do people perceive it as? Does it stink up the room, or, you know, is it a sweet-smelling aroma? That's what Leviticus 6:21 actually says. There's a certain kind of offering that says it must be broken into pieces as a sweet-smelling aroma to the Lord. So, you know, when you're picking up the pieces of your life or even the pieces of your day, what are you doing with that? Do you view it as wasted? Was that time wasted? Was that a day wasted? Or is God using the events of that day or that week or that year or that decade to get to a place in your heart that even you don't know is sweet smelling, that even you have never had the opportunity to have tested and tried and seen what's really in there? And so he's not breaking you to crush you, but he's breaking you to release you and to release your inner beauty and the sweet smelling aroma that he actually finds pleasurable. So I just want to encourage you today. Isn't that what I usually end a pin code with? I want to encourage you that if you feel broken, if you're flat broke, if you just, you know, feel like you're not worth much, like I said, broken down, please just be encouraged that whatever spills out of you, especially if it's your tears, they are not wasted. They are like anointing, liquid praise on the body of Jesus. All right, I'm Laura Harris-Smith. Thank you for tuning in to today's Daily Pin Code. Remember 1 Corinthians 14:31 and 39, for you can all prophesy in turn, so that all may be instructed and encouraged. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, be eager to prophesy.